So what I've noticed about working with this next team, ToBambu, is their ability to take that initial data that they got with their users and then synthesize that into some really robust and deep concepts and insights that they can then leverage. So they've taken what could be a simple model and added depth to it that can have serious impact. So I'm excited to introduce to you Dan and Anna from ToBambu.
Thank you, Trevor. I'm Dan, and along with my research partner, Anna, we're both, co-founders of ToBambu. We've created a social donation platform, a network, if you will, dedicated to getting families to share with one another. So far, we've talked to a lot of parents and conducted several transactions to date. Today, we're excited to share with you a bit about our capstone products and the research that went into it. We heard it takes a village to raise a child, but unfortunately not everyone has access to a village. Low-income parents can't provide the things that higher income parents routinely provide for their kids. Positive school environments, extracurricular activities, healthcare, toys, and more. This sort of hardship creates stress for parents, and it affects a child's well-being. Having the ability to call on friends or family is a privilege not accessible to all parents. And we thought, what if parents could have access to that network? And with ToBambu, they do. We have two main users of our platform, both donors and recipients. First, I'll talk to you about donors. Our donors are families that are ready and willing to share. They have children's goods that aren't being put to use right now. It's that car seat collecting dust in the garage, or the bassinet that's too small, or other items that aren't ready to be put to use. Donors can start giving in just 3 simple steps. First, donors build a post about themselves and a little bit about their family. Second, they share some information about the item they have that's ready to be donated. And third, they can mark their post as available and get connected to a recipient. Our next audience member is recipients. They're families who love a good hand-me-down, budget-conscious, eco-friendly folks ready to provide some added comfort for their child. Recipients can start receiving goods in a similar 3-step process. First, recipients build a post and share a little bit about themselves. Second, they enter information about the item they're looking for. And third, they post their ask to the platform and get put in touch with someone who has that item. We're not just another donation service. Our human-centered approach makes us stand out from the rest through these features. Our first feature is storytelling. Our product values empathy through storytelling. During testing, our users helped us understand that not everyone has time or the ability to tell a good story. Users asked for guidance to create a compelling story. We provided a template for them in order for them to get something compelling out, and through a story, users can create more memorable moments. Our next feature was matchmaking. While we cultivate community, we also need to get these goods into the hands of those who need them. By doing the matchmaking ourselves, we're taking the hassle out of the back and forth between donors and recipients. Our third feature is gratitude. Through gratitude, users are motivated to pay it forward. It's more than just giving of an object. It's giving and gifting that equals this connection and gratefulness, whether you donate or receive a good. Our product is the outcome of months of research with families throughout the Austin area these past few months. While we're invested and excited to talk to you about our product, we're more interested in serving the people that we spoke with. None of the thinking or ideation or ideas behind this product would be possible without our research. I'm going to hand it over to Anna, and she'll tell you a little bit about that.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, we conducted 30 hours of interviews. We spoke to 16 families. We visited their homes, and we observed their behavior. We also conversed with age, subject matter experts, and we synthesized all this data into 2 valuable insights that I'm going to speak to it now. We heard a lot of stories. One of our participants was Samantha. Samantha is a single mother. She's divorced twice. She has two beautiful daughters. She escaped to Austin because of domestic violence. And she told us how she felt that she wasn't able to ask for help. She didn't have any reliable family around Austin. And it gets hard having to juggle work, kids, school, and having a social life. Samantha and her two daughters, they were alone when they first got to Austin until she met her friend. Her friend gave her a little bit of network, but as she mentioned before, she couldn't always help her, leaving her and her daughters without anyone to lean on. And that led us to our first insight, which is low-income families struggle to make ends meet. And without access to a network, this challenge is exacerbated. Another story we heard is from Mary. We met her on the East Side. She lives with her boyfriend and her son, and she's the primary breadwinner of her household. She gets paid the first day of the month, and most of her money is gone by the 6th, with bills, gas, student loans, and leaving the items for her son out of reach. She and Ned, her partner, do their best, but as a bartender, his income is not very reliable. Mary's sentiment is real. She feels stuck in this loop. She's unable to make room for necessities and savings, leaving her in this infinite struggle. As we can see in this infinite loop, she gets paid the first day of the month, and when she reaches the half of the month, she has run out of money, and she has to rely on Ned's income. And that led us to our second insight, that low-income families can grow outside their current economic situation because they feel stuck in a survival mode. But not everything's lost. We also met Steven. He's a father of Ben. He's 2 years old. Steven and his wife didn't have to buy any clothes for their son, crediting their amazing friends and family from all over, sending clothes and goods when Ben was born. And that led us to the knowledge that there are families with extra support willing to lend a helping hand. We heard this mix of families having hard times making ends meet and families that had a little extra. So Dan and I thought, why don't we connect them? This is Samantha's network again. What could happen if Samantha joins the ever-growing network of ToBambu? She could ask for help and get to know the Scott family, the Smiths, another family, and even more families. And this is why we're proud to have fostered a network for families we've connected. We envision continuing helping people grow their network. We conducted a series of donations ourselves, and we share in the joy that it brought to our users. This is Kenneth. He has a family of 3 with a little boy who's growing rather quickly. They feel fortunate to have gotten help from family and friends because he knows there are less fortunate families. Kenneth and his partner gave us a bassinet and a rocker that their son had outgrown. They were glad to give us some items to free up space in their house. And she's Meredith. She has 2 kids, and she babysits a 2-month-old full-time. With her hands already full, she was happy to receive these items. She mentioned to us the $100 price tag for a new one. Juggling 3 kids was starting to wear her arms out. We made this transaction ourselves, and Meredith was very appreciative for the donors. When we told the good news to Kenneth, Catherine, his wife, was so happy to find out her donations will now have a second home, and they wanted to donate more. So this is why ToBambu exists. We connected a few families, and we know there are more out there. But what if Samantha or Meredith continue the change and donate to another family when the time is right? We can keep making connections and keep donating amongst each other. Although some of these conversations weren't always bright, our participants were resilient, they were hopeful, and pushing always to positive change. By bringing them together and providing them a place to share the things their children no longer need, we hope to alleviate the burden with the answer we felt was simple. From the ToBambu family, we thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Dan or myself. We'll be happy to talk to you.